Hello, boys and girls. Today we are going to learn how to convert customary units of capacity. Customary units of capacity are fluid ounces, cups, pints, quarts, and gallons. And here we have an example, 32 cups equals 2 gallons. Now, when we're converting customary units of capacity, I want you to pay attention to the writing that's in blue. It tells us that 8 fluid ounces equals 1 cup, 2 pints equals 1 quart, 1 pint equals 2 cups, and 4 quarts equals 1 gallon. So in order for us to understand this a little bit better, maybe a visual will help. So if you're taking notes, you can grab your notebook. And what I want you to do in your notebook is write a big G, the letter G, as big as you can on the whole page of the notebook, like this. This G is going to represent 1 gallon. So you may be thinking, why do I need to learn this? I don't understand, but math is all around us. If you don't know what a gallon is, do you have a gallon of milk in your refrigerator maybe? Have you ever seen a big gallon of water? This is why we should understand measurements and measurement conversions, because they will apply to our everyday lives. So that G is going to represent 1 gallon. Now, maybe you don't have a gallon of milk in your refrigerator, if milk at all, but you may have a quart. So how many quarts are in a gallon? There are 4 quarts in a gallon, and we see that here. 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. So inside of that big G, I want you now to draw 4 Q's to represent the 4 quarts that equal 1 gallon. Right, now that we have our 4 quarts, our next bit of information tells us that 1 quart has 2 pints in it. 1 quart is equal to 2 pints. So what letter are we going to do next? You guessed it, the letter P. We're going to draw 2 P's inside of each Q. 2 pints go inside of each quart. So 2 P's there, 2 pints in that quart, 2 pints in that quart, and 2 pints in that quart. So there are 2 pints in 1 quart and 8 pints, in 1 gallon. Next, it tells us that in one of those pints, there are 2 cups. So we're going to draw the letter C inside of each P, but not 1 C. We have to put 2 cups inside of each P. So put 2 C's inside of each P. So in 1 gallon, there are 4 quarts. 1 gallon is also equal to 8 pints, and 1 gallon is also equal to 16 cups. Our last bit of information here tells us that there are 8 fluid ounces in 1 cup. Now we can't draw 8 inside of each C, so that's why I circled that, because we're just going to have to use that information for us on the side, because we won't be able to see the 8 cups, the 8 ounces in each cup. All right? So as we go through these 7 problems on the side, I want you guys to know that you could use the visual to help you, or you could use the information that's here written out. So now we're going to do the next few problems together, and then you guys will have an independent practice assignment to do on your own. Let's look at number 1. It says 2 gallons equals how many pints? Now in our visual, we have 1 gallon. How many pints are in that 1 gallon? or how many P's are inside of the G. I have 8 pints inside of 1 gallon. So if I'm thinking of the number 8, how many would that take to make 2 gallons? We have to do what? Do we multiply or do we divide? Since a gallon is larger than a pint, we're going from a larger unit to a smaller unit, so we multiply. So we do 8 times 2, and that will give us 16. Number 2 says, 6 quarts equals how many pints? Now, which is larger, a quart or a pint? The Q is bigger than the P. So again, we're going from a larger unit to a smaller unit. That means we need to multiply. How many pints are inside of 1 quart? There's 2 P's inside of 1 Q. So that means I have to do 2 times 6. And when I do 2 times 6, what does that give me? 12. Next, number 3 says 3 gallons equals how many quarts? What's bigger, a quart or a gallon? A gallon is bigger than a quart. Again, we're going from a larger unit to a smaller unit, so we multiply. How many quarts are in 1 gallon? 1, 2, 3, 4. So since we're multiplying, we take those 4 quarts and multiply it times the amount of gallons. 3 times 4 gives us, you guessed it, 12. So 3 gallons equals 12 quarts. Next, we have 24 fluid ounces equals how many cups? So we want to look up here for this one because we weren't able to fit it in our visual. So ounces are actually smaller than 1 cup. So since we're going from a smaller unit to a larger unit, we don't multiply. Now we have to divide. So we divide 24 by 8. How many times can 8 go into 24? Another way you could think about that is 8 times what equals 24? And that will be 3. 24 divided by 8 equals 3. Okay? So 24 fluid ounces equals 3 cups. Next, number 5, we have 5 pints equals how many cups? Which is larger, a pint or a cup? Here we see that the pint is larger than the cup. So we're going from a larger unit to a smaller unit. That means we're going to multiply. How many cups are in 1 pint? We see 2 cups are in 1 pint, or 2 C's are in 1 P. So we do 2 times 5, and that gives us 10. Number 6, 8 cups equals how many fluid ounces? Here, we know that 1 cup equals 8 fluid ounces, and cups are larger than ounces. So what we have to do, since we're going from a larger unit to a smaller unit, is multiply. What are we multiplying? 8 times 8, and that gives us 64. And lastly, number 7 says 32 pints equals how many gallons? So which is larger, a gallon or a pint? The gallon is larger. That means if we're going from pints to a gallon, we're going from a smaller unit to a larger unit, and we have to divide. Now, how many pints are in this gallon? How many P's do we see inside of the G? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're dividing 32 by 8. 32 divided by 8 equals 4. So 32 pints equals 4 gallons. I hope this helps you understand how to convert customary units of capacity. If you need any help, feel free to email me at ts.lefever@ps48x.org. Thanks for watching. See you soon.